Hey folks, this is Eric from Support Adventure, and I have the gift of being able to live half the year in Southeast Asia and half the year in Southeastern Europe. And this has evolved into the ultimate digital nomad lifestyle for me, the ultimate remote working way of arranging my time. And I'm going to talk about both places and compare them a little bit in this video, so stick around. So, you might have heard that Southeast Asia is a classic expat destination. Some argue that Chiang Mai is where the digital nomad movement sort of materialized first, and that basically it's the epicenter year-round, warm weather, all that sort of stuff. I love it. Chiang Mai has always been one of my favorite cities in Southeast Asia that I've been to, and but now, for personal reasons and for the sort of stuff I've decided to move to the island of Koh Phangan, which is a lovely island in the Gulf of Thailand, right next to the other island, Samui, which has an airport. So yeah, and the vibe there, I would say, is a totally relaxed sort of hippie and alternative vibe where you can really feel like you're outside of the actual grips of Western society while not giving up some of the conveniences. Now, it's not the most convenient place to live because, well, you do not really have a shopping mall as such. You really don't have like movie theaters and stuff like that, but you have supermarkets. You've got convenience stores on every corner, and you've got world-class restaurants that have set up on the island from other expats that, you know, what do you want? Like French, Italian food? Do you want like Korean food? Do you want, you know, all this sort of stuff, Mexican food? You can find it there on this little island that only has, you know, 10 or 20,000 people on it. So it's really an exciting place to be, and this is where people go when they're sick of the grind and they really want to get back to nature but still have some of the conveniences of the city. So there my lifestyle looks like you know, driving around on a motorbike, swimming in the ocean, doing all sorts of yoga and other personal development classes, seminars, eating in places like, there's this one place I like called Seed to Feed where they grow the salad in the back, and it's a salad place, and it's like, you know, super fresh, and you know, you wake up and you hear the sound of the jungle. You wake up and you hear the sound of nature around you. But then you can also go to a really nice cafe where you can sit and have like a Italian quality double espresso, and later that day get that Italian quality pizza that's run by the Italian guy, and just sort of be there and relax and forget about the stress of the West, let's say. And yeah, it's very much like an alternative place to go if you're looking to escape the grind. There's lots of co-working spaces as well, but the thing about it is the time zone. I don't know, it works for me because I've slowly transitioned into not being on Zoom calls with people all the time every day, you know, taking them like 2-3 days a week, and sort of running my business from the background via email and stuff like that. And I like the fact that when I wake up there, it's the end of the day in the last time zone, which is US Pacific time, and then all of the people I would work with in Europe and North America are all sleeping after that. And that's a really good feeling because I wake up and every day is mine. There's no stress at the beginning of the day because I know that nobody's going to send me an email. Nobody's going to be knocking on my, you know, internet doors and sort of giving me stress. I can enjoy the day, focus on my health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, all that sort of stuff. And then in the evening, take a few calls to keep all the business going and stuff like that. Now, it might not be the best place if you have to hustle. You have to get in calls with people all the time, have to call people up, have to work a shift on, for example, a help desk that's running in the, you know, US daytime. It would be horrible because you'd be starting work at 9 p.m. and ending work at 5 a.m. or something like that, and it would not be great. But it's a great place to go if you're looking to focus on, for example, a YouTube channel and building that up. If you're looking to focus on digital marketing through advertising and stuff like that, and really geeking out on something, really getting into a creative zone, really working to do stuff that doesn't really involve working with other people. So let's talk a bit about Belgrade, Serbia. Belgrade, Serbia is the other favorite place that I live here, and it's the one that actually made me become an expat. It's the one that actually made me want to give up my whole life in Canada and, kind of just move to another place. I felt it in my soul. I felt it was something I needed to do. And luckily, years down the line, my gut instinct was correct, that I could build a better life for myself here through remote working and the vibes of the city than I could ever have built if I stayed in Canada. Why is it great? A great urban center. European food done with very good ingredients, friendly people who speak English, and a sort of mix between a culture that is familiar and exotic. A culture where people are relatable. Like it's easy to get to know people and make friends with them in English and have a lot in common with them and get close to them and have a good time like you would in countries like the US, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. But it has a flair which is also more friendly, more of this open sort of Southern European culture where people are louder, prouder, and more expressive of their emotions. So it's the gateway of the accessibility of what you know, and something that's more exotic and I think more rewarding to get to know, all which can be done as a foreigner in English. You can enjoy the city. Serbs are super welcoming of foreigners. And as I got into the culture of this city, yeah, there's stuff that sucks. People can be very negative, especially to each other in Serbian. But as a foreigner, you get a red carpet service, white glove service, whatever you want to call it. They are super eager to make a good impression on foreigners so that, when you go back to your home country, if you ever go back, then you'll have good things to say about Serbia. So I've got a YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's called Belgrade Beat, and more information about Serbia in that place. We've also got other videos on this channel, Support Adventure, that you can find out, you can use to find out about Serbia. And I would say Serbia is the place where I discovered myself as I always wanted to be, built my character from the age of 25. It was the perfect time to sort of move here and start exploring life outside of my home country. And I have this sort of life here that I would have always wanted in Canada. And since I lived between Canada and Serbia for 3 months at a time for 3 years, I realized it wasn't possible. It would be more possible to have a stable life like I wanted in Canada here than it would be to have this sort of wild, Balkan, passionate, Southeastern European life that I have made for myself in Serbia. So Thailand is where you go when you want to escape everything and get so far out and be in a completely different culture and have other expats around you that are similarly wanting to be far out. And Southeast Asia, the other countries are similar, some of them, and that I've been to. And I would say that Southeast Europe and other countries around Serbia, like Romania, even Greece, even, like places like Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, these are countries where you want to go to have a different sort of spin on the common sort of European culture that the Western culture is based on, where you'll be able to live a life that's somehow more vibrant and outlandish than you would have lived in countries like Canada, where I'm from. And also not give up some of the shared cultural assumptions and sort of infrastructure items and stuff like that. Basically that you would have, that Serbia has in common with countries like Canada, and cultural associations and the language English that people speak fluently. The only thing is, Southeast Europe does have a winter. It does get cold enough to want to stay inside most of the time. I like anything above 15 degrees Celsius. I prefer above 18 above 18 is the sweet spot, and Thailand has that year round, even though it's too damn hot a lot of the time. But one thing that's really nice about Southeast Europe is you get to have the seasons. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this channel, Support Adventure, you can subscribe to it. If you're an IT technician looking for jobs that you can work remotely, we do contracts for IT technicians where we can find you a job that will give you enough money to live in a place like Serbia, Thailand, Colombia, Mexico, you name it. Check it out, supportadventure.com. And I'll catch you later. Thanks a lot.